It marks 1 year since the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore collapsed after the Dolly container ship crashed into the bridge. Today, Maryland officials honored the 6 construction workers killed in that tragedy. Our Melissa Kim was at the commemoration ceremony where families of the victims and lawmakers also thanked emergency crews for their heroism.
It was largely a time of reflection for the first responders who were here in the early morning hours when the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed on this day 1 year ago. But for the families of the 6 men who died, they sat solemnly as they asked for a moment of silence.
If I may, the family has asked for just a moment of silence.
Miguel Angel Luna Gonzalez should be here. Jose Minor Lopez should be here.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore reading the names of the 6 men whose lives were cut short.
What happened on March 26, 2024 is and will always be a tragedy beyond words.
Maria Martinez speaking on behalf of the families whose husbands, brothers, and sons died that day, asking for a sense of urgency in the ongoing investigation.
I understand that these investigations take time, but I ask with all the hope I have left that this process be expedited as much as possible.
The National Transportation Safety Board says the container ship Dolly hit the Key Bridge after it lost power 4 times in 12 hours before the collision. Investigators also point to the Maryland Transportation Authority for not conducting a vulnerability assessment in the years before the collision. But today was about remembering those lost and commending first responders for their quick actions to prevent more deaths.
In the face of one of the worst tragedies in our state's history, Marylanders did what we always do. Marylanders stepped up.
Not a single first responder was hurt during this event, and that's a testament to your leadership.
As for what's next, Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen is confident that the bridge will stand tall once again.
We will be able to look at this place where we see the collapsed bridge right now and see a brand new Key Bridge.
Demolition of what's left of the wreckage is scheduled for later this spring, according to the Maryland Transportation Authority. The new Key Bridge is scheduled to be completed by the fall of 2028, costing nearly $2 billion, which will be covered by federal funding. In Dundalk, Maryland, Melissa Kim, WUSA 9.
Melissa, thank you. The NTSB was the lead investigator in the collapse, and recently officials released new safety recommendations for bridges nationwide. The report said 68 bridges are at risk of vessel collision. That includes the Chesapeake Bay Bridge that so many people in this area use in Annapolis, Maryland. Transportation officials advise all bridges complete an extensive safety evaluation as cargo traffic starts to increase. Earlier this month, the NTSB also gave safety recommendations in their report for the deadly DCA midair collision. The agency recommended that helicopter traffic be banned from a 4-mile stretch over the Potomac River when flights are landing. This morning, NTSB Chair Jennifer Hamady testified before the House Appropriations Oversight Committee about her push for change.
This is an important point that I want to emphasize. The NTSB doesn't regulate. We don't want to. The NTSB doesn't have enforcement authority. We don't want it. Why? Because our singular focus is on saving lives. And almost all of our safety recommendations we issue are dependent on voluntary action of the recipients. In other words, it's a true partnership on safety.
Hamady was appointed to the board in 2017 during President Trump's first term. She was nominated for chair by former President Biden in 2021.